The Crythian Empire had ruled the galaxy for over 3 millennia. Their towering crystalline forms could withstand the vacuum of space. Their natural armor deflected energy weapons, and their strength could crush starship hulls with bare hands. They were, by every measure, the apex predators of the cosmos. Commander Zextol stood on the bridge of the dreadnought Worldbreaker, his 12-foot frame casting long shadows across the command deck. The holographic display showed their latest conquest target, a small blue-green planet in an unremarkable star system. Intelligence reports indicated a primitive species called humans had barely achieved faster-than-light travel. Another easy. Annexation. Zextol rumbled to his tactical officer. Deploy the standard intimidation protocol. These humans will surrender within cycles. The first human ship they encountered was laughably small, a mere research vessel called the Endeavor. When the Crythian fleet surrounded it, Zextol expected immediate capitulation. Instead, the humans requested a meeting. Captain Sarah Chun materialized on the Crythian bridge via hologram, her small frame dwarfed by the alien giants. Zextol had to look down significantly to meet her eyes, expecting to see fear. Instead, he found something unsettling: curiosity. Fascinating, Chun said, studying the Crythians with genuine interest. Your crystalline structure suggests silicon base. Biology. How do you process organic nutrients? And that natural armor, is it grown or secreted? Zextol blinked his compound eyes. In 3,000 years of conquest, no species had ever greeted them with scientific inquiry. You ... you are not afraid. Afraid? Chun tilted her head. Why would I be afraid? You're the most interesting beings we've encountered. We have so many questions. The commander's mandibles clicked in confusion. We are here to conquer your world. Surrender and your species will be allowed to serve the Empire. Chun laughed, actually laughed. Oh, you can certainly try. But first, would you be interested in a cultural exchange? We'd love to learn about your technology, and perhaps we can share some of ours. What followed defied every precedent in Crythian military history. Instead of cowering or fighting, the humans invited them to dinner. The exchange took place aboard the human vessel. Zextol had to duck considerably to fit through their corridors, his massive form barely squeezing through doorways clearly designed for much smaller beings. Yet somehow, the humans had managed to accommodate him, rapidly reconfiguring their furniture and even adjusting atmospheric composition to make him comfortable. Your adaptability is concerning, Zextol admitted as Captain Chen served him a meal they had synthesized to match his species. Dietary requirements information they had somehow deduced from a brief biological scan. Humans are good at adapting, Chen replied cheerfully. It's kind of our thing. We've survived ice ages, plagues, world wars, and reality TV. You learn to roll with the punches. During the meal, the humans showed him recordings of their history. Zextol watched in growing amazement as these fragile beings had not only survived but thrived. Despite lacking any natural advantages, they had no armor, no claws, no natural weapons. They were weak individually, short-lived, and technologically inferior. Yet they had conquered their own world not through strength, but through stubbornness. You fought each other for millennia, Zextol observed, watching footage of human conflicts. Oh yes, Chun nodded. We're excellent at fighting. We've had lots of practice, but you are so ... fragile. That's what makes us dangerous, another human, Dr. Martinez interjected. We know we're fragile, so we compensate. We build better weapons, better armor, better strategies. We assume everything in the universe is trying to kill us, because on Earth, everything pretty much was. Zextol learned that humans had evolved not as apex predators, but as persistence hunters. They didn't overpower their prey. They simply refused to give up. They would chase animals across continents until their targets collapsed from exhaustion. Let me understand, the Crythian commander said slowly. Your primary survival trait is refusing to quit? Spite is a powerful motivator. Chun grinned as the cultural exchange continued over several days. Zexto began to understand why his intelligence reports had been so incomplete. Humans didn't just adapt to challenges, they thrived on them. When faced with the Krithian Empire's ultimatum, they hadn't seen a threat to be feared, but a puzzle to be solved. Your empire has ruled for 3,000 years, Dr. Martinez observed during one of their discussions. That's impressive stability. But tell me, when did you last innovate? When did you last have to truly problem solve? The question haunted Zextol. The Krithians had been so powerful for so long that they had grown comfortable, stagnant. They conquered through overwhelming force, never needing creativity or adaptation. Meanwhile, humans had spent their entire evolutionary history learning to survive despite being outmatched by everything around them. They had developed something the Krithians had never needed, ingenuity born from desperation. The revelation came when Captain Chun casually mentioned their ship's defensive capabilities. "Oh, we've got some neat tricks." When you spent millennia fighting each other, you learned to punch above your weight class. She demonstrated by showing how their primitive research vessel could reconfigure itself into 17 different configurations, deploy nanoscale defense systems, and most disturbingly, how every human civilian ship was apparently capable of becoming a weapon platform within hours. "You militarized a research vessel in 3 days?" Zexto asked incredulously. "Actually, it was already militarized," Chun admitted. "We just hid the weapons better. Trust but verify. As we say, hope for the best, prepare for the worst." The final surprise came when Zexto received reports from across the galaxy. While he had been engaged in diplomatic talks, human ships had appeared in dozens of star systems, not invading, exploring. They had made contact with species the Krithian Empire had enslaved centuries ago, species who had forgotten what freedom looked like. And the humans were asking those species a simple question: want to see something cool? Within weeks, the galaxy learned that humans didn't just refuse to quit, they made everyone around them better at not quitting too. They shared technology freely, taught innovation, and most dangerously, spread hope. The Krithian Empire, built on the foundation of being the strongest, suddenly found itself facing something they couldn't crush: an idea. The idea that strength wasn't about being the biggest or the toughest, but about refusing to stay down. Zex stood once again on his bridge, but now the holographic display showed a very different galaxy. Dozens of worlds were declaring independence, not through violence, but through human-inspired innovation. Former slave species were building technologies the Krithians couldn't understand, using creativity instead of brute force. "Commander," his tactical officer reported nervously, "the humans are requesting another meeting." Captain Chun's hologram appeared, but this time she wasn't alone. Representatives from a dozen liberated worlds stood with her, all of them displaying very human-like grins. "Hello again, Zextal," Chun said warmly. "We've been thinking about your empire's offer to let us serve you. We have a counter-proposal, which is, how about we teach you something new instead? We've learned that the universe is a lot more interesting when you don't have to be the strongest species in it. You just have to be the most stubborn." For the first time in Krithian history, Zexto found himself considering surrender, not because they had been conquered, but because the humans had shown them something impossible, a better way to win. The strongest species in the galaxy had indeed met humans, and history had taken a turn toward the most dangerous path of all. The path of hope, creativity, and the terrifying human conviction that any problem could be solved if you just refused to give up. And as Zexto would later write in his memoirs, that was the day the Krithian Empire learned that sometimes the scariest thing in the universe isn't the monster that can kill you, it's the one that makes you want to be better.